Hey, this is Jeff, and I've been asked by a number of churches to give an update on how we're doing as a family. And I don't know. I don't know how to do this. I've seriously hit record at least a dozen times, and I intended on doing something like this back in January of 2022, and here we are in June of 2023. Um, for those who don't know who I am the chaplain across the street from Ridgewater College. I pastor a church on Blumkiss, and I've been doing Youth for Christ for about 20 years, working with young adults. And then also, prior to my wife passing away, I was working a fourth job. So it's been a busy life, and it's been insane. Um, but I don't know what to share and what not to share. Like, I don't know what's private too much or just where to start because there's so much. Um, for those who don't know the backdrop of the story or why this video is being made, um, we were expecting twins in September of 2021, and on August 15th, my wife went into labor and was sent up to St. Cloud because we don't have a NICU here in Wilmer. While up there, the blood tests they ran came back abnormal, and she was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, which is essentially like being struck by lightning. It's a very rare and aggressive form of leukemia, and people my wife's age, women my wife's age, don't get it. Typically, it's a very rare diagnosis. So we got the boys through C-section that afternoon, and then 2 days later, my wife started chemo, and Griffin and Xander made it, and my wife made it through delivery, through C-section, and then started chemo 2 days later. And the plan was for her to be up there for a month, just in case something would happen. Because of the aggressive nature of the disease, there's an aggressive nature to the treatment, which leaves you in a very compromised state. So you should be in the hospital just in case. Well, 17 days into her stay, on September 1st, our fourth wedding anniversary, the unthinkable happened, and she was being tested for what they feared was an infection, which she couldn't fight off, but she had suffered a brain bleed, and that on September 2nd, she passed away. So our boys were just over 2.5 weeks old, and my daughter was 2 years and 2 months old. So now what? We don't. It's been a whirlwind. How do you encapsulate and how do you describe the pain of losing a spouse, the pain of losing your dreams, the pain of living in a house that you had dreamed about with someone else, had just picture the future with? The future was erased, and day to day is just uncertainty often, and you question about what's unreasonable to expect, what's selfish, what's not. Like, you question all of your thoughts. You question where's the help going to come from. You don't know if you're going to offend someone by turning down help that you don't need, if you don't need it at that time, or you don't understand where you need help until it's too late. Mentally, it's a mess some days. There's plenty of days that the only thing keeping me going is the hope I have in God, and the necessity my kids have for me. There's days I just don't want to do this. But there's also just incredibly beautiful days. And the kids are just incredible, and I can't imagine not having any of them. I tell people this, and I mean it. We could have very easily had 3 memorial services, and the fact that we have 2 beautiful boys still is a blessing. So all that to say, how are we doing? It's day to day, man. Sometimes even quicker than that, moment to moment. There's days where the wheels just feel like they're falling off, and I don't have the help I need. There's other times where we can do this, and we have help, or it just works. One of the things that's kept me afloat is having overnight nannies. They help out with the boys while I make sure my daughter is in check, or else I can sleep without having to perk up at every little sound and be a restless night. So that's how we've made it. So we've spent almost, over the course of the last 22 months or so, spent probably $80,000 on childcare for just nannies and other things. Um, but yeah, you think about just weird things, losing 40% of your house's income while adding two dependents. You think about those things and you wonder if those are significant to share or explain. The stress of being in a pandemic when this happened, the stress of inflation when this happened, and like there's just so many moving pieces all the time. The stress of being the only one to pick up the kids and the only one to drop them off from daycare. Uh, Food prep is on me. Cleanup is on me. Diapers is typically on me. And it's a lot, but we're making it. So yeah, all that to say is, if you've been helping us out or you've helped us on the past, thank you. We're making it. We could always use more help. Pray for us, um, and keep checking in on us. This video has gone long enough. I don't know where to end it. I've already made it about a dozen times, so I think this is the one. God bless you. Thank you.